YouTube? It's your girl here, the Nurse Investor. Happy International Women's Day.
Yeah.
What better way to celebrate than to launch my mini YouTube series, I'm More Than Just a Nurse. I'm more than just a nurse because we've gone from the bedside to owning businesses. We are CEOs, we are bosses, we are entrepreneurs. Okay. Today, I am honored to have my very first guest, medspa owners, Miss Charlotte and Miss Camille. They
Hey.
are located they are located in West Hartford, Connecticut. So make sure you guys show them some love. If you have any questions, definitely put them in the comments. And without further ado, let's get into it. Thank you guys
Alright.
so much for being with me today.
Thank you for
Thank
having us. It's
you.
such a pleasure.
How are you guys feeling? You guys look beautiful, by the way.
Oh, thank
Um,
you. I'm feeling it's been a long
but
day.
thank you.
Thank
Long
you.
day. Yeah.
I'm
It's
loving the
okay.
braid.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we're going to dive into a couple different things. First, I want you guys to kind of introduce yourselves. Tell me what your nursing journey was like. How did you get started in nursing? Because you guys are nurses, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So let's start with you, Camille, because I know Charlotte. Charlotte and I actually went to school together. So I know a little bit I
Right.
know a little bit about her nursing journey, but tell me a little bit, Camille, how did you get started in nursing?
So I started off as a CNA in long-term care in 2006, while I was going to nursing school. So I became an RN in 2008. I worked in long-term care and I worked in a hospital in a surgical unit. Then I got my master's as a nurse practitioner, which we both are. And then I started doing retail health. I did GI, I did a whole bunch of different things. And then I opened up a primary care practice in 2020. And then we opened up our med spa a year ago, 2021.
Yeah, 2020.
2021. So it's kind of crazy trying to juggle two businesses.
Wow.
I'm in school currently for my doctorate degree, which I'll be done with next year, hope to God. Um, yeah, and here we are.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. That's oh my goodness. Congratulations to you, by the way.
Thank
You're
you.
doing a lot, but you're doing a great job being able to manage everything. So you've been a nurse for approximately how many years?
So I became a nurse in 2008. So I've been at what's that? My brain doesn't function at the end of the day.
That's
So
a,
Yeah.
that's a
Almost
long
16
time.
years.
A long
so
time.
like 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
so 15 years as a nurse and then 13, no, 10 years as a nurse practitioner.
Wow, that's amazing. Wow, congratulations.
Thank
And
you.
Charlotte, tell me, obviously we went to nursing school together,
Mm-hmm.
Northeastern. Woo!
Yeah. Woo, I need you.
UConn's better. UConn is better.
Go Huskies.
But tell me a little bit about your nursing journey and how long you've been in nursing.
Yeah, so you and I did the accelerated program together. So for those who don't know what that is, Kadeen and I had other degrees prior to nursing. My degree was in psychology, and then I minored in bio. I graduated from Rhode Island College with that degree in 2012. Immediately after graduating, the very next semester, I entered the Northeastern Direct Entry Program. Crazy, crazy
Oh,
program.
yes, girl.
So much stress, so many pounds gained. Getting a bachelor's in nursing is no joke, but to do it in a year and a half is even crazier. So, graduated from that program in 2013, immediately started working. My very first job was at a nursing home, which I hated. I absolutely hated it. I was kind of, I don't know, I was kind of insulted in a way. I'm like, why I took out all these student loans.
Yeah.
I have all these degrees or these 2 degrees now, but I'm making the same as, someone that doesn't have that. I'm like, I got to get out of here. I was working nights. The pay was awful. So I did that for about 4 months. And then I was able to get a job at Women and Infants Hospital in the anesthesia department. So I continued that all throughout. I did some night shifts too in cardiology, interventional radiology as well. I'm sorry, not interventional radiology, but dialysis.
Okay.
But I still kept the job at Women and Infants, and then I got a job on the trauma unit at Rhode Island Hospital during days, which I don't know why I ever took that crazy day shift. So all throughout going back, I did those jobs for about 3 years before going back and entering the acute care nurse practitioner program at
Hmm.
Northeastern. So yeah, I stayed with trauma, and then I stayed in the women and infants job until I became a nurse practitioner in 2018. I got a job at Yale, and I was working in urology. I missed those people so much. It was a great job, but
Yeah.
just COVID just taught me, you know what, this is not my destiny. So here I am.
Yeah, I think it's so important. You guys come from such a vast and long history and so much experience. What made you guys want to get into what is it called? Aesthetics? Is that what
Yes.
the field is called? Okay.
Mhm.
So what made you guys want to get into aesthetics, the aesthetics field?
It was something I always wanted to do. When I worked in trauma, obviously there was a lot of reconstruction surgery happening with the plastic surgeons. So seeing that side of it, having some exposure to plastic surgery that way, we were using Botox, but for different reasons. It was more for rehabilitation.
Hmm.
So people that had been, in comas and they were getting contractures, we were using it that way to kind of release that. So I'm like, what else can we use Botox for? And that
Yeah.
just kind of really sparked my interest. So.
Nice, nice. And Camille, like, how did you guys come and say, let's open a med spa? Like, who
It's a
who
very listen, it's a
who
long
came up
story.
with that idea?
It's a very so long story short, uh we were gonna work with a dentist. So in Connecticut, dentists can administer Botox, but just in the mouth. They can't do facial aesthetics, that type of stuff. So he was looking for nurse practitioners to come into his office and inject his patients.
Okay.
So it just so happens that we had already signed up for a class to learn Botox and fillers and all that good stuff. So we were all excited to work with him. We thought it'd be a a great opportunity for us. And then it just didn't happen. It kind of
Okay.
fell through, but that was
Okay.
okay. We were
Okay.
like, listen, we're taking this class,
Mhm.
and instead of working in his office, let's open up our own office. And here we are.
Nice. Nice. Wow, that's amazing. You know, they say when one door closes, a bigger one opens,
Oh
like a
yeah.
whole staircase, right?
Yeah.
Because now you
Mhm.
guys are med spa owners. That's awesome. Wow. So to be an aesthetic nurse, do you need a certain like certification or licenses? And also, do you have to be a nurse practitioner to own a med spa?
It depends on the state.
Okay.
The state regulations is really what drives what degree you need. So, like Connecticut, you have to be at least an RN, and you
Okay.
would have to have a collaborating provider, usually either a nurse practitioner or a doctor. Some other states, you have to be a nurse practitioner. So it really
Okay.
just depends on which state you're in.
Okay, awesome. And Charlotte, are there certain certifications and trainings you need to do this type of work?
Yeah, so at minimum, you need your certification in Botox and fillers. You can find that anywhere.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, there are a lot of people just taking weekend courses and then opening a med spa,
Yeah.
but you have different organizations which host these courses and offer the certifications.
Oh, awesome, awesome. So before you guys decided, okay, let's do a med spa, about how long did it take for you guys to actually plan all of this? Because I know like when I have a business idea, I'm like, damn, you want to like get started right away because
Mhm,
you're so
mhm.
excited. But what was like the whole planning part of it? You know, actually finding the location, your clientele, things like that. What did you guys have to go through?
We took the course in what, May or June
Mhm.
of 2021. So we were very fortunate in that the person who trained us, she's one of the top injectors, and she
Wow.
offered a ton of opportunities to just continue to work with her and train. So we did that for months, and then we decided, okay, well, we're going to start with friends and family. So we would
Nice.
do that, practice on friends and family, and then it wasn't until
I think it was like
that,
six
yeah, it
months,
was six
a good
months.
6 months from the time we
Yeah,
trained and then open up our spot.
yeah, definitely.
Nice. And Camille, how did you guys go about getting your clientele? I know you said you started with friends and family. After that, how did you guys go about to spread the word to say, listen, we are Roya Med Spa. come to us. Let us do your bow tie. Like, how did you guys go about your marketing and things? Because a lot of people who might be interested in open up in a med spa, they're like, oh my gosh, like how am I gonna get my clientele? So what did you guys do?
Marketing is really tough. I would say that's like one of the hardest things to do in any type of business, but we relied heavily like on social media and of course word of mouth from our clients, from our family, from our friends, and that seemed to really help us. And just another literally walk into other businesses, maybe handing out business cards somewhere, brochures, maybe like some other salons that are close by, things like that we kind of did. And so we're getting pretty busy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. What would you say is your most needed or in other words, like what service like is the go-to that everyone comes to you guys for? Is it fillers? Is it the weight loss injection? Like what is it?
I feel like it used to be fill I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it used to be lip fillers.
hmm
And
it's shifted now. Everyone wants to focus on losing weight. So we offer a weight loss program, and then we also offer injections which specifically target areas of fat. So those are our top two. I mean, today alone, I think that's all I did today. Weight loss and fat burning injections. Yeah.
Nice, nice. And so obviously a lot of our nursing technique, right, comes into what you guys are doing. So how would you say your training as nurses now helped you to be med spa owners? Like different techniques you might have used at the bedside or in the hospital. How are you guys using your training from when you were a bedside nurse 8 years ago to now being a med spa owner? Can you tell me more about that?
I feel like the biggest thing is like sterile technique and keeping everything clean and using gloves, wiping down surfaces, using alcohol swabs to like wipe our vials, like everything like that. I feel like that's the biggest takeaway from nursing school, I think, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's so important because we don't realize that, in nursing, so much of our training carries on with us, especially, if we decide to open up our own businesses and things like that. Because, like, I feel like nursing is so what's the word I'm looking for? Not complex, but it's so well rounded, right? You can literally use your nursing degree and your nursing experience to do so many things, right? We have our customer service, right?
Mhm,
So we're
mhm.
business owners. So we're talking to people, we're walking them through the steps, the procedures, and things like that. So a lot of what we are taught in our nursing school and training has really carried with us throughout, where we
That's
are
true.
today. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree with that too. That's another good point. Yeah.
I think too, just patient safety. At the end of the day, what we try to hone in on is that we are medical providers, right? We want you to look good. We want you to feel good. Aesthetics is a beautiful combination of art and medicine. But just because you want something doesn't mean you're a candidate or that you need it.
Right.
We both have turned people away, and we say number one, it's for safety reasons, and number two, probably just not a good treatment for you. So that's another thing too as a nurse, just advocating for safety.
Oh, yeah, that's amazing.
Mhm,
I'm glad you pointed that out, Charlotte, because and that's actually, goes back to integrity, right? Because
mhm.
I think a lot of people or some people, I shouldn't say a lot of people, they'll just want the customers, the clientele. So they're like, yeah, do it. I'll do that for you.
Yeah.
But, go back to patient safety. It's not for everyone, right?
Mhm.
If you don't meet the requirements or whatnot, then it might not be the best thing for you. So I think that's a great point that you made. So I don't really know much about the aesthetics field. So this is all new to me. So I know fillers is what injecting something in the lips to make your lips
Yeah.
what so can you don't have to like go into like medical terminology and things like that, but can you explain to me like what a filler is?
Yeah, filler is just a man-made substance. You think of filler, you're filling in loss. So you can plump up the lips, but let's say you have some loss in your cheek area around your mouth. You can literally use that substance to fill it in. Most commonly, it's made of hyaluronic acid, which is naturally found in our bodies, but this is a synthesized, almost it's like a gel,
Yeah, it looks
really.
literally just like a clear gel.
Nice, nice. And besides fillers, what are some other services you guys offer? So I know you mentioned Botox, weight you have a weight loss program. What else do you guys offer?
So we also offer facials. We also do IV hydration,
Oh,
um,
nice.
PRP, platelet rich plasma, which is just we like draw your blood, put it in a centrifuge, and then spin it, and we just take out. Yeah,
Wow.
we call it yellow pages.
Wow.
But you can inject that into like you can do a facial with it. You can do in your tear trough, like fill in here with that, which is much safer than filler under your eye. Body contouring.
Yeah.
Um,
What is body contouring?
like we use like cavitation, which is using. You ever seen like those like it's like a machine. It's a handheld device, and it's
Oh,
literally
yes. Yes.
shaping your body. A lot of
Okay.
women do it after like surgery, like cosmetic
Okay.
surgery.
Oh,
But
yes, yes.
you can do like cavitation where you use like it's sound waves that breaks up fat, or you can do RF skin tightening, which uses it's radio frequency to kind of tighten the skin.
That's
Yeah,
so interesting. Do you guys do like fat freezing? Is that the service you guys offer?
that's different. That's like cool sculpting.
Okay.
Which is awful, and I don't recommend, by the way. Wait,
Have
that's
you
so
tr
funny, though.
A lot of people say they didn't like it, and it's
No.
expensive, and not too many people really have good results from it.
Yeah, we
It's
do
it's
liquid
so fun.
lipo to burn fat and target fat, which is like our number one treatment we offer. So
Nice. It's
mhm.
so funny because I've always seen like people doing like the what you call the cool sculpting, and
Mhm.
I'm like, listen, once I get my money together, I'm gonna
Right.
get me some cool
Yes.
because these love handles are not going away.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh
Liquid
man.
lipo will take care of that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
really?
you said micro. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I forgot
microneedling
microneedling
is something
too.
we do. Oh my gosh, we have so many
I know we have
services.
so many in like off the top of my head.
The main ones,
The main
anyway.
ones, yeah.
Okay, okay. What would you say your biggest takeaway is, I guess? Or what is someone who might be interested in this type of field, opening their med spa, where would you say they should start or what should they do? Any words of advice or encouragement, anything like that?
I would say do your research for who you're going to go to for the training because a lot of these new injectors and med spa owners been injecting for 2 days and they're like, oh, now we're teaching a class. Like, no, do your research and make sure you get certified by a reputable med spa or injector themselves. That's the biggest thing,
Okay.
I think.
Anything
Yeah.
anything from you, Charlotte?
I mean, there's just conferences. There's so many. They have the American, can't think of the name of the organization, but American Aesthetics Organization,
Hmm.
AmSpa. Thank you.
Hmm.
AmSpa. They host a list of classes and conferences, and just it's such an innovative field to work in, which we love. Like I said earlier, it's a perfect combination of medicine and science. It's a never-ending learning. We're constantly, at least on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, going to some class or going to some conference just so we can stay, up to date with everything that's going on. So definitely recommend that.
That's an important point, and that was
Mhm.
gonna be my next question. How do you because obviously you have to continue your learning because as you're a business, you're a med spa owner or whatever you do, you have to continue growing and scaling and learning, right? We have to also be students. So that was gonna be my next question. How do you ladies go about still educating yourselves so that you're, keeping on top of, the new injections or the new services and things like that, but you answer that questions, continue to go to seminars and things like that, which I think is so 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 important. So I understand that part about it, right? So now actually running a business
Oh,
because we know, okay, so you're doing fillers, you're doing Botox, but now you also have the business side of it. You have to run a business, right?
mhm.
So as a nurse in business, like what would you say are some of your what's the word I'm looking for? Like some of the not drawbacks, but some of the hardships, I guess, that you would have with, running your business or running your med spa. What would you say?
Well, number one, the nursing curriculum doesn't even prepare us to be business owners, right? We're taught you have to go do your time, right? As they say in school, do your time on med surg or wherever. But I would say the biggest thing is that it's a never ending thing as a
Mhm.
business owner. It's beautiful that it's two of us, but still 24-hour, 24/7 responsibility. So
Mhm.
I would say that, and just knowing to separate business or just be very carefully and just kind of set up boundaries with people too. I think learning that has been pretty challenging for me because I'm a nice person, and
Yeah.
a lot of times people ask me, "Hey, can I have a discount or can I do this?" And begin, I'm like, "Yeah," but now
Yeah.
I've learned absolutely no.
Mhm. Yes. Yes.
Absolutely no, not. I think that would be the biggest thing, just never ending, and not in a bad way. We're really busy now. Where our clientele has grown. So that for me personally has been kind of what you could refer to as a drawback.
Yeah, I would say like juggling everything.
Mhm.
I feel like people think, oh, I'm going to open a business and like be rich. Like, first of all, you don't even like pay
Mhm.
yourself for a good while
Listen.
until things like really start to pick up. Because let's say, even though you make some money, you still have to buy
Mhm.
products, you
Yeah.
still have to pay for a class, you still have to pay for your rent, all those things. So I think people don't really have a good idea of what it really means to be a business. It is hard, but
Mhm.
it's a good busy. We have to
Right.
answer messages from clients, answer
Mhm.
the phones, all types of things that you have to do. But I feel like,
Yeah.
again, it is nice that it's two of us, because if
Mhm.
it was just one of us, I don't know. And we're
Yeah.
opening another location, so it's just been crazy.
Oh,
So for us,
that's
like, to be able
amazing.
to even get to that
Thank you.
point, it's like, wow, but
Wow.
I do think that nursing should have like a business course, a nursing entrepreneur course, to teach you. Doesn't have to teach you everything about running a business, but there's a few courses that we had that we didn't need, and we could
Right.
have done well with the business class.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Um, yeah.
Oh, that's great. And I love that you both of you mentioned that it's two of you guys, so you're helping each other out. And you guys seem to work so well with each other. Are you guys like how did you guys are you guys friends, family? Like how did this union, this relationship come about?
So years ago, I like interviewed for this job. And I went in and she's like, "Oh, you're gonna train with our nurse practitioner for the day." I'm like, "Okay." So I went, and it was Charlotte. So I trained with her for the day. And then, she gave me her number. She's like, "Just stay in contact if you have any other questions." And just kind of like over the years, she's just always, "Hey, how you doing?" We kind of just stayed in contact. And then, like, I don't know, we just like,
Yeah.
so we definitely weren't friends first.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I will say it's probably not a good idea to go in business with friends. I
We're
mean, we're
friends.
friends now, obviously,
Yeah.
Right.
but I
Right.
feel like, because people don't know, there's boundaries that people cross, friends,
Of course.
family, all that. So we avoided all of that. But
Mhm.
it was just kind of I don't know, what do you call that? Like, we were,
I know.
I don't,
The vibe was just there.
Yeah, it was. Absolutely.
and I didn't even like think twice about like, okay, am I gonna go into business with the girl? Is she crazy? Can I trust her with money? And like, it was the best decision ever.
Yeah.
That's an
It's
important
so
part too. Yeah, I forgot to add that aesthetics is very expensive. It's a very expensive field. These classes are no joke. They're very expensive. Product, forget it, even more expensive.
Thousands.
Yeah.
A lot of classes are thousands,
Yeah.
2,000. I mean, it's crazy. So it's a
Mhm.
field. If anybody wants to get into it, just know it costs money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So piggybacking off of what you guys are saying, how do you guys manage that? Are you like utilizing business funding, business credit? Are you guys using your own money? How are you guys managing the funds of running a business, the expense of running a business?
At first, it was our own money.
Mhm.
Um, Almost got divorced. So no, I'm just kidding. But at first, it was our own money. But now we're like at a point where the business is running itself, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the reason that's so important because a lot of people don't know that you can even as a new business you can actually obtain a lot of funding, business credit,
Mhm.
to leverage a lot of these expenses that we need and we use. Me particularly, I'm a pretty new business owner. I've only my business I started officially in 2021. But before, just like you guys, I was using my own money to do I'm in real estate, Camille, if you don't know.
Oh, okay.
Um, so a lot of times I was using my own money to like do rehabs and purchase
Wow.
supplies and things like that. It wasn't until God, it wasn't until like months down the road, like even more now, more experience, that I started like looking into business funding. And you can actually obtain business credit a lot of times without even using your personal social security, right?
Mhm.
So a lot of people don't know that. And me as well, I didn't know that I can leverage my business credit to do this. So I think that's so important because someone who might want to open a med spa, they might not have the money to get started. They don't know that they can actually get business funding to help them start this business. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So
No, right.
that's so important. So I'm glad you touched up on that as well. Any tips for someone who is listening or is going to listen later on? Any words of encouragement that you might have for them? You both can answer individually.
I would say in any business, just even when there's like, you feel like, oh my God, my business is going to make it, it's not going to take off. Like, don't ever be discouraged. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. It'll happen.
Hmm.
That's my biggest thing. Cause there were days that were like, man,
Oh
you
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
but this is at the beginning as we're still like learning about marketing and all those type of things. And then now it's like, I have to tell my clients I'm booked for 2 weeks,
Oh
which is
yeah. Yeah.
crazy,
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So
That's amazing. I actually wanted to say, because you mentioned that with Charlotte, you guys kept in touch. And it's kind of like me and Charlotte, like we started
Mhm.
school in 2012, and like we all, oh, hey, how you doing? How are things going? And then there be like a long gap that we don't talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we stay connected on, social media and things like that. And obviously I'm always all up in y'all stories and y'all posts and things like that. So, but I'm so happy to know, Charlotte, that you are where you are, and
Thank you.
things like
Likewise,
that.
girl.
So that's amazing. Congratulations to both of you, and I wish you both continued success. I thank you guys so much again
You're
for it.
welcome.
Honestly, it's truly an honor. You guys are my first guest. Thank you guys. See
You're
you
welcome.
later.
take care.
Thank you so
Bye.
much for having us.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.